Another morning, another pipe, another espresso, and another video. Because um, apparently, every time that I make a new video, I make a video when I'm barely out of bed. I haven't even, woke up, from, uh, totally woke up. So it's either very early in the morning or very late at night. Don't know why that is, but it is what it is, and at least I'm doing the videos, right? Hold on. So here we are. Welcome back to Prunku's Pipe Smoking Den. I'm Prunku. I'm in my den, and today I'm going to talk about how I make my reviews, part two. Because if you thought that what I talked in the first video is the the only things that I do when I'm making a review, you are wrong. You are wrong. I'm actually even crazier than that. But no, actually, what I want to cover in this video are the steps of my reviews, because when I make a review, I have some steps when I'm reviewing a blend, and well, almost all of my reviews on tobacco reviews have this structure: denote, appearance and moisture, um, taste and flavor, burning characteristics, room note, and well, sometimes strength, and final conclusions. So these are the things that I review in a review. Uh, it's not just I'm talking about what I taste while smoking. No, what I do first, in case I have a full tin, um, the first thing that I do is to review the tin note, and I do that uh, 2 or 3 times. So, first time I review the tin note, meaning the smell of the tobacco in the tin. And I do it first when I open the tin, when it's fresh, and I take notes. What do I smell? What do I detect? And then, after I jar it up and leave it a bit there, again, I will do the same thing, but it would be not really a tin note, it would be a jar note. But I do the same. I'm trying to see what what can I detect, what can I smell uh, from that jar. So just like this keeps going out. Just like in the process of reviewing the tobacco itself, I take that taste table that I created, and start to search for flavors, because the olfactory um, the olfactory notes are very important. Uh, I don't know if you know, but a lot of our taste is based on our olfactory notes. even with food or with drinks. Uh, when we drink something or when we eat something, what we can smell plays a very important role in in the whole process, in the whole tasting experience. And yeah, the olfactory senses are very, very important when trying to find the taste and the flavors of a certain thing, be it tobacco or a drink or food. Uh, you most probably seen people who review whiskey, scotch, or even rum. They have that special glasses. Most of the times there are Glencairn glasses which are specially designed for tasting. And first thing that they do is that they look at the color of the whiskey, and then they sniff a few times. They try to detect what notes does it have. Is it woody? Is it cherry? Is it peaty? Is it this or that? And then after that they sip. So talking about sipping for long. So yeah, that is the first thing that I write about in the review. And the second thing is just like people who review scotch or rum or even absinthe. Um, I look at the appearance. Um, if in the case of booze they are trying to see if there are any impurities or if the color is very natural or whatever, if it's too oily and stuff like that, what I'm looking for to present in a review is well, like I said, first of all, the appearance. So I take the tobacco out and see, first of all, the cut. How is it cut? If it's a ribbon cut, is it a well cut ribbon? Is it a long ribbon? Is it a shorter ribbon, medium, or the downhill cut, like they say, that perfect ribbon cut? Or is it a flake? How is that flake? Is it very thin? Is it well pressed, or is it starting to crumble? If it's a plug, is it very very strong? Is it very very hard? Is it very oily? And then I look at the colors of the tobacco and talk about which dominates most or if it's balanced. So let's say I'm reviewing an English blend and I see there's a balanced color palette, so to say, where there's the black from the Latakia, and there's some brown and some dark gold. I note those things. If there is mostly black, like um, I don't know. Let's say I'm reviewing Penzance. That blend is completely black. Um, and then the moisture. That is a very important thing because people have their own preferences of moisture. Some people like to smoke their blends dry or very dry. Others don't really care, but there are some blends that are very moist. For example, the blends from Gavitt and Hogarth, or actually Samuel Gavitt. Those are some blends that are very, very moist right out of the tin. And in order to be able to properly taste and smoke that blend and to be able to burn, it has to be dried out. So I take notes. I see how moist it is or if it's on the dry side, and I write that down so people I know. Um, and then after that, I go to the taste and flavor. When I'm talking about flavor, I'm talking about added flavors, casing or topping. And like I said in the first video, I start and hunt down all the flavors or all the taste notes and stuff like that. But do not be fooled by the descriptions on the tin or on a website, because it's not always what it says in that description. Many blends describe their tobacco, their blend, as having hints of whiskey or hints of this and that, and they say it is topped with whiskey or with cognac, like Pembroke, for example. Um, and if you are reading those and taking them very seriously, they might actually get into your head, and I don't know, they will confuse you. They will make you think that it really tastes like this and that, but in fact, in reality, they don't really taste like that. So don't pay a lot of attention to that. It's true that those blends have been topped with whiskey or um, or cognac, but that doesn't mean that they will um, taste like whiskey or cognac. And there's a very good example, since I mentioned Pembroke, which is topped with cognac, but it doesn't taste like cognac, to me at least. It does have some booze flavor, but from what I detected, it tastes more towards an Isla Scotch, which is peaty, not like uh, a cognac, not like that fruity, sweet, grapey cognac. That would be an XO, because if we're talking about a very special VS or VSOP cognac, that's a different story, different tastes. But anyway, so don't be fooled by those labels. Just know that, take into consideration that they put those flavors or flavorings, but that doesn't mean that they will taste like that. So that is so I said about the tin note. I said about the appearance. Uh, so this would be the third thing that I'm covering in a review. Um, the fourth thing that I'm covering is the burning characteristics, and that is, in my opinion, very, very important. When I'm making reviews, I don't use a lighter. I use small matches. Why? First of all, they are very well. The big doesn't affect the taste either, but I'm just used to matches, and the matches also show me just how well a blend burns. So if I'm able to light up a pipe with one match and it's going and it's going and it's going, that means it's a good burner. If I use two matches, it's still a good burner, but if I have to relight it many times, well, that's beginning to be something that I consider a bit of a problem. If it's not a good burner, I will state that. And some tobaccos don't burn well because they are too moist. Some tobaccos don't burn well because of their cut. Some tobaccos don't burn well because I don't know, the lack of Virginia or whatever. There are many reasons why a blend won't stay lit or will be difficult to light it up. So you will have the first false light, and let's say you will use the second true light, but if the pipe doesn't get going after the second light and it requires more relights, I have to note that down because I don't know, that's how I am, bit loco. But yeah, since I was talking about relighting, I keep relighting this pipe, but that is because I talk a lot, so I don't have time to puff and keep it lit. So that's why it's going out. It's not that this blend is a bad burner. It's not, even though it's heavy on the attack. Yeah. Also, at the burning characteristics, I am talking about how it burns in ways that I don't know. Does it burn too hot? And that is specific to straight Virginias, or even more so aromatics. Some of them will burn fine. They won't get hot and they will burn easily. Others, mm, others will get very hot, and not just they will get your pipe very hot, but also the smoke itself will become hot. And like I said in the previous video, when you smoke a pipe, you need to have a cool smoke. Why? Because a cool smoke um, will deliver more taste, more flavors and notes. So, um, if if a blend has these bad burning characteristics, like it's burning a lot, uh, it's it's getting too hot, or let's say it's burning too fast. That happens. There are some blends that You light up your pipe, and 10 minutes after, you see that you're already at half of the bowl. Um, I know that those down. On the other hand, if a blend will smoke cool and will stay lit after one or two matches, that for me means a very having very good burning characteristics. And um, then what I review, the last thing that I write down is the room note, or what others call the wife note. But since I don't have a wife, I have to review it myself. So this room note is a bit tricky, because um, the room note is something that should be actually judged not only by you but also the people around you, especially non-smokers. So if if a blend has a very heavy note, if it has a strong uh, smell and makes the room smell or all like I don't know, like charred or oak barrels or whatever, or the latakia. People, not many people like the latakia smell, so especially women. So if you have a wife and you light up your latakia blend in front of her, you may get some arguments that you are stinking up the house, and thus the room note will be intolerable, as they say on the tobacco reviews. But you, on the other hand, you will love that because you love Latakia. So, what do you write there? Is it um, unpleasant? Is it pleasant? Is it, I don't know. Um, Also, there are the aromatics. The aromatics, those um, perfumed blends that will, take the all the attention of the people towards you. If you have a blend that smells so nice, so pleasant, like a perfume or flowers or stuff like that, many people will say, "Damn, that smells so nice." So, what do you write at the room note? So yeah, that's also something important to write about in the review, from my point of view. And what else? There would be um, the strength of the tobacco itself and the nicotine, but I don't usually review that because I am a heavy cigarette smoker. So, uh, what would be some, what a blend would be very, heavy in nicotine for someone, that would make it perhaps medium for me. So, considering that many pipe smokers are just pipe smokers, not cigarette smokers, I prefer not to talk about the nicotine strength or vitamin N. So I can say, for example, the strength of the tobacco in ways that I don't know. Let's say the strength of the taste, you know. But I don't usually go into the strength of into the nicotine strength because I know that I can have five bowls one after the other, and don't get a nicotine buzz, while others will get super dizzy. So it's not the very objective factor. So I exclude that. And the last thing that sometimes I review is the aftertaste. After you finished your pipe, does it leave an aftertaste or not? What is the aftertaste? Well, it's the taste that remains in your mouth after you finished your pipe. And sometimes it's a pleasant aftertaste, sometimes it's a nasty aftertaste, sometimes it stays longer, sometimes it stays for a short time. But I write those down. So yeah, that's how I make my reviews. And what I said today can be combined with what I said in the first video. That is my way of reviewing tobacco from start to finish. Um, I I don't know if there is such a thing as a professional tobacco reviewer. I don't know. I have no idea. But I think that there should be some people who can be very objective and very straight to the point, not getting into too much detail like I do, but not being too vague either. So when someone reads a review, he needs to know, well, the most obvious things, like what's the main taste? Is it on the sweet side? Is it on the smoky side? Is it very smoky? Is it not very smoky? Is it sweeter? Is it stuff like that? If you want to go in depth with your review, that's your thing. But I don't know if people who want to buy a tobacco and before they buy that tobacco, they go on tobacco reviews to write the reviews to say it to see if it's for them. So I don't know. But anyway, I've been babbling too much. I will get back to my pipe and my espresso. And until next time, take care and happy puffin'.